So I'm thinking I'm taking this channel more into a rant direction. This is my backup channel. My main channel will be down below with every other channel. That might overwhelm you, but I'll label what's down there. But I just feel like I just I need to just talk about my autism experience and like what it's like to have autism. So if your loved one has autism, you kind of know what it's like. So the main thing is like social interactions are a lot harder for someone on the spectrum. Like they'll take stuff literally. They won't know if you're joking or not sometimes. Well, depending on the situation, it could be all the time. And I learned over the years to have social skills where I can tell if someone's joking or not. So um also, we kind of get stuck in our projects. Like, we'll constantly, like, whatever we're interested in, we'll just keep on doing to the point where it can hinder our life a lot. So, um, also, sometimes, this isn't a tall tale sale, but it's a hint. Like, we walk on our tips of our toes, you know, that could be a sign it's autism. Like, that's what, a professional said. Another one disagreed with me, but I mean, more times than not, if you're walking on your toes, it's something to do with autism. But not all autistic people walk on their toes like that. So, just, you know, it's a sign if it is, I guess, and if or they could not. It's just dependent on the person. So I don't know. It's just life was hard, kind of. Before I knew what it was, because with autism, it can give you a lot of social anxiety because you're always worried, constantly worried about, did I say the wrong thing? Was I mean to someone? Was someone mean to me? It just, like, bullying can happen a lot because of that. Like, because someone doesn't, like, I'm not saying that, some things are mean spirited and they shouldn't, kids can be cruel, but sometimes somebody is joking, and when someone takes them literally, they just keep going because they think it's funny. So that it turns into bullying. But I, so I got bullied a lot. I mean, it was really hard to get a job for a while. I finally got one. I found one I love, and they understand the way I am. But it's if people don't quite understand, it's not a good thing at all. Because, like I said, we like order too. We like order and doing things in order. So like when someone's like saying, "Oh, do this, and this first," it just freaks us out. I like to get everything done too. Like, I work in the kitchen. I make sure I get all my dishes done before I do something else. I mean, I'm not as bad as I used to be. If someone needs something, I'll just whatever. I'm learning to accept it. But just a lot of things are relationships are a lot harder on autism spectrum. I just I was single for 5 years. I finally got in a relationship, but it was just so hard trying to find someone that understood. Who I'm dating is also autistic, so we understand each other. But it is so hard to find like an adult that understands. Hey, you're only working. I have autism, and I'm only working part time, and when this world demands you to work full time to support a kid and all that. So yeah, it's a lot. I also having autism, you think the positives of having autism is you think differently. Like, you think, since you think more literally, it's a hindrance in social situations, but it enhances your creativity. like for me, I'm a comedian, so it helps my jokes because I take things literally. I think of things differently and take them in the literal sense. Like hitting the sack, I just think of a sack and like physically hitting it. Um, but also, since we think differently and we are stuck in our craft, whatever we are stuck into, we get really really good at. So that's the positive. I kind of say like, for me though, it kind of feels like I'm really good at stuff that just doesn't really go too far, like doesn't earn me money or anything. So it's like, what is life really about? I know you got to make some money to survive and get pushed through, but life is about enjoying the ride and having fun. In my personal opinion, we kind of just autistic people just think differently. Like that's just an example. I don't know if other autistic people think like that, but that's just how I think. And I think it's because of my autism. So I don't know, just people. Sometimes we're put on we're given a stupid label when like an act like we're like labeled disabled or not as smart as other people, but that's a lie. We just think differently, and we're typically more higher in the IQ, but we're just awkward socially. So like it's kind of like our brain got all the effort into the IQ point. I'm not saying I'm high functioning. I guess that's just for me. But yeah, you can have low low. I actually, when I scored, I got low IQ, but that's because I'm bad at tests. I don't know multiple choice. I second guess myself. I think that's an autism thing too. Second guessing, anxiety and autism can go hand in hand. Um, for me anyway, but I'm sure it's like that. Um, inside everyone that's autistic said. Um, But what I'm saying is, I feel smarter. Like, I feel smarter than the tests that they give me that they're telling me that I have a low IQ, which is completely, completely wrong. Because I think a lot more critically. Um, I know how to see metaphors and stuff in movies and songs, and I know how to think with an open mind about, you know, just stuff like that, the stuff I'm interested in. I know about it, and I know how to see the nuances in situations. I'm not, but because academically, I guess I don't know. But anyway, that's the main rundown of what autism is like. Just we're you know high functioning can be really smart too. Um, of course, low functioning is having is severe, and it's really hard for them to do daily things and stuff. So it's kind of hard to see their intelligence level when it's hard for them to speak and stuff. But I'm sure it's there because if you have autism, like your brain just like I said, just thinks better. Um, but also socially, it's just completely goes down the toilet. Like, so it looks like that we're not very smart socially, but it's further than the truth. Um, you know, so if you have autism or your loved one or anyone that has autism, it's a blessing. It comes with some challenges, but you know, don't change yourself or don't feel bad about it. Don't try to change yourself for the world. Um, you know, because you know, it's this world isn't really designed for people with autism. It really isn't. I'm gonna be honest, but don't let that hold you down. Don't let that discourage you, because like I said, life is more than like money, success, and relationships and all that. It's So a lot of bad stereotypes is like, oh, they're lazy, they're not working hard. Well, our emotions are like 3 times as much as normal human beings. So try whatever you're doing right now, times it by 3 with the impact. And I really wish there was more help in place for people with autism, because you know, I love myself, and I love how I am, but the world does not support how I am, and there's some stuff in place to help, but I don't think it's enough to help people with high functioning autism to get out in the real world. And every case is different. That's probably just for me. I'm probably just projecting that, but I'm sorry I'm rambling on. I forgot some things about it, but that's what it's like to have autism. And hey, if you find this video helpful or entertaining, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. I'm not gonna just do autism. I'm gonna do other stuff that's related to me too. You know, like other aspects of myself. So, and the monotone voice is all part of autism too, if you notice that. And I'll see you when you watch me again, metaphorically. Thanks, appreciate you and your time. Peace.